While protecting the president, the man suddenly noticed a nearby officer's holster had popped open. Something immediately felt wrong, but the officer didn't seem hostile, so he let his guard down for the moment. He continued scanning the area, then he noticed a yellow ribbon fluttering in the wind. Once again, he sensed danger. Though it was meant to honor the president, Bob knew it could also be a sniper's tool for checking wind direction. He quickly warned the colonel to move on the prearranged sniper location. The colonel said everything was ready. Security had taken their positions, but at that moment, Bob realized the wind at the site had completely died.
Wind matches the setup. Take them now. Send in the ERT team. Take out the steam.
That's when he understood. This was a setup targeting him. He jumped out the window to escape, but a corrupt cop fired again and he fell from the rooftop. Badly wounded, Bob knew he had to leave immediately, but before he got far, he ran straight into Agent Charlie. Bob quickly insisted he hadn't shot the president. Then, while Charlie was distracted, he knocked him down, grabbed his gun and car keys. Bob repeated that he had been framed and that he didn't kill the president. Then he drove off in a hurry, but by now, everyone believed Bob was the shooter. The police had launched a massive manhunt. Realizing the situation, Bob drove into a car wash. While the car was being cleaned, he climbed into the back seat to tend to his wounds. He pulled a knife, cut open the seat, then grabbed a first aid kit from the trunk and began stopping the bleeding. After a quick patch up, he drove off again, but police had already traced his vehicle and moved to intercept. Bob's driving skills were excellent, but there were too many patrol cars. Eventually, he was boxed in under a bridge. With no hesitation, he reversed, smashed through the barrier, and drove straight into the river. By the time police found the vehicle, Bob had vanished. He escaped with the help of a passing cargo ship, but Bob stayed alert. He knew the search was focused on the water. If he wanted to get out, he had to act fast. He stole a car and drove away at once. Just as expected, the police kept searching the river. Bob successfully left the city. He arrived at a small town. His body was still weak. He needed medical attention fast. But just as he reached a supermarket, he saw himself on the news. With no other choice, he slipped behind the store and found the circuit box. He cut the power, then returned and bought syringes and antibiotics. Under cover of darkness, the cashier didn't get a good look at him. Next, Bob headed to an auto repair shop. No one was around. He opened the hood, pulled out a fuel line, then went inside and started treating his injuries. Using the fuel line, he injected the antibiotics. After regaining a bit of strength, he did some quick disguise work, then got back on the road. After driving all night, he arrived at Sophie's house, the widow of his teammate Donnie. When she saw Bob at her door, Sophie was visibly shaken. She had seen the news, but in the end, she opened the door and let him in. There, Bob learned the colonel had also ordered the killing of his dog. That completely crossed the line.